Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show, home improvement and maintenance tips from the pros.
Welcome to the Handyman Pros Radio Show Action Edition, where we feature feedback from you, our listeners. And I'm here with my old buddy Larry. Larry, what's been going on?
Well, John, I was out this week. I was actually doing some work at home. I've been doing work elsewhere too, but anyway, working at home. And I was out looking at my lawn, getting ready for the fall season. And it reminded me, we got an email from Dan. He was asking about lawn aeration. And he actually asked, should I use a spike aerator or a plug aerator? And which one is better? Which one does a better job? And so I was out looking at my lawn saying, am I going to aerate this year? Because I do it about every other year. And so this made me think about this particular email. So I thought we might have a quick discussion about, what's a plug aerator, what's a spike aerator, and why would you do it in the first place, right?
Right. Well, I always use I'm of the mind, always use a plug aerator. You got to get in there and you got to pull out, you got to pull out the earth. And expose the roots. A lot of times, a spike aerator, if you're going to do that, will actually compact the soil instead of pulling stuff out and loosening the soil up. So that's kind of the knock on a spike.
Right.
If you're kind of following me, you're pushing stuff in instead of pulling it out. And yeah, even though the plugs are laying on the top, they'll wash back in. And the other thing is, it makes a really nice hole for seed to fall into and things like that. And this is something I was before the show we were talking about it. This is something I'm going to be doing. Next time I go to my favorite big box store here, is I've got to buy some seed, some fertilizer, some lime, and just be prepared so that when the day hits that I get out there and I'm not doing other work, that I'm going to go out there and pull behind my lawnmower, my lawn tractor, a spike area, a regular plug area that I have. So, and that works out. It works out great. It works out great. Now, for a lot of people that don't do, it's always nice to be able to, especially down here where we have clay soil, it gets very hard and compacted. And it has to, you constantly have to improve how the roots get their air.
Right, because the soil is very different. Question, do you ever remember anybody aerating their lawn in Chicago?
Yes.
Did you?
Yes. All the time. Let's take it from this perspective. Golf courses do it all the time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
And who's got better grass than the golf courses? Well, maybe Colorado does.
Well, I just asked because growing up on the farm in upstate, we did. I don't know that I ever remember anybody aerating a lawn. Now, we had really loamy soil. I mean, really loamy soil. Yeah. It was very, very brown. And we just, of course, in our world, grass was something that we really didn't want to promote the growth of it. We kind of wanted to retard the growth of it because we had enough of it to cut as it was. But definitely down here, though, if you want your lawn to look like that down here in the clay soils, if you don't aerate your lawn, folks, you're going to have not such a good-looking lawn, like quickly.
It's a good kind of the best business practice, really, to do it. So a lot of times down here. So I live in a place where I really can't grow a grass that really spreads out by itself with rhizomes and runners, if you will. So I have fescue, and that's like a seed, a plant, that kind of thing.
Yep.
And so up north it was great. We had Kentucky bluegrass, and that was a great grass. How it was spread out and the way it looked, and it was a thin blade. I really kind of missed that. But down here, it's a constant struggle, and especially with the soil down here because of the pine trees and things that really knock the pH out of whack, for this.
And so you got to experiment is what it is.
Yeah, you got to really use a lot of lime and all that kind of stuff. So that's
So you just brought up another part of this tip is, so one thing that I've done in the past, and you've probably done this too, John, is in the state of Georgia, the University of Georgia has a great horticultural program, and they publish all of the information you need to do on how to take care of your lawn with the different kinds of grasses that are available, and they do it by zone. So each zone in Georgia, there's like 7 or 8 zones. I can't remember. I'm not going to get into it, but it's all available at the local cooperative extension. And so I believe everywhere has cooperative extensions.
Everywhere has what you're talking about. So, folks, no matter where you live, if you're really interested in, what really does grow well where you are at, and the tips and
all those tips and tricks are all available online,
all there
for free.
Published. Yeah,
it's great stuff.
Right, exactly.
So, all right. Well, so to answer Dan's question, we feel, meaning John and Larry, feel that a plug aerator is better than a spike aerator. So I do agree with that. I always plug mine. It's just
absolutely,
to your point, John, it's a place for fertilizer and seed to go in. So when I overseed and then I put some fertilizer in, I know it's in there, and of course then the grass shoots up out of those holes. It's really cool.
Yep.
So, anyway. All right. Well, folks, don't forget to join our Facebook group at Handyman Pros and join in the conversation. You can send us emails, questions at Handyman Pros Radio Show. Go to our homepage. We actually have a voice function. It's up in the right-hand corner. Just leave us a voice message. We want your ideas. We need your ideas. We have our own ideas, but they're not necessarily the right ideas. So send us an email. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed this podcast and have derived some value from it, here's 4 things you can do. 1, tell your friends about this podcast. 2, hit subscribe on your podcast player. While you're there, leave us a review. 3, subscribe to our newsletter by going to handymanprosradioshow.com and click on the subscribe button. We'll inform you of upcoming events, shows, and give you actionable tips for maintaining your home and property. And 4, send us an email with your questions to questions@handymanprosradioshow.com. That's handymanprosradioshow.com. That's our show for this week. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week on the Handyman Pros Radio Show.